Okay, members. Okay, so here is my video for you guys about the wardrobe. And interestingly enough, I am probably at a little bit of a stage at the moment where I'm going through a little bit of a, is that me anymore? Have I worn that so many times now? I'm sick of it. And I think too, because I'm also using to a degree, whether it's social media or with you guys, I feel like I repeat things a lot because that's actually just what's in my wardrobe. And lately I've been sitting here kind of going, do you know what? If I could, and I've heard studies around this being done as well, if I could just get rid of everything, would I start all over again? And would I give myself the grace and the space to then kind of come up with my dream version? Because I've got, I think, some incredible pieces in my wardrobe that I will never get rid of. But on the flip side of it is, I've got things in my wardrobe that I haven't had that long, but maybe they're ready to go too. So here's the thinking behind it. Okay, so when we get dressed every day, we want to put our best foot forward. We want to be able to feel comfortable. And that doesn't mean that we're wearing comfortable clothing, but that comfortable feeling we want to be able to project out there is that we're comfortable in our own skin. We're at ease, we're at play, but we've also got the things in the wardrobe that are all those puzzle pieces to help create these effortless, easy options that allow us to then be able to front up for a meeting, be a mum, go to the supermarket without thinking we've got to wear active wear. So I am just going to start rolling, and I want you guys to sort of sit and listen and go with it. Now, the first and foremost part of it is, as you know, I'm a massive believer in the mood boarding. The reason I go into the mood boarding is because this is a way that we can tap into this alter ego. So this alter ego that we have, is because they're not confronted with conditioning. They're not marred with the thoughts of you can't do this, you can't have that, you shouldn't wear that, you're that size, da 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 da. The alter ego holds no comparison to what's going on around them, anyone around them, being judged or anything. That alter ego is our inner strength. It's that quiet voice. It's the one that when we go really quiet and calm and listen, which is where I go to with my clients, when I get them to take me away on this imaginary shopping trip, which is where you take your alter ego shopping for those dream outfits, which is where you get your 3 words, which I'll tap into in a minute. But this alter ego can be the space where then you can tap into, and then you can work on outfits that you're inspired by, things already in your wardrobe that you can gain to use momentum and some outfits, and as I say, to emulate to stimulate outfits, so that you're using it as a way to just sort of stimulate your creativity and have some fun. So when we get into this mood boarding, I want you to first of all go, this is before you even do the wardrobe, I want you to kind of go, let's have a look. We might start with, say, striped shirt, street style. What comes up? And then you go, oh, actually, I've got pants like that. I've got a skirt like that. I've got a, I could do that with it. Oh my God, I hadn't thought about doing that before. So this is your first number one little thing that I want you kind of like go down some huge rabbit holes. Don't look at body composition. Don't look at hair. Don't look at anything. I want you just to escape into the feeling of what it is that is encapsulating your imagination, to then go, do you know what, I'm just going to put it in there. I'm going to put it in my mood board. Put it in my mood board. Okay, so that is your first step. Right. Once you've got your mood board, then we're going to tap into this part of this 3 word. So this 3 word is, if I said to you, right, Lou is your stylist, that is more, and I have won the lotto, and you know what, I actually won the lotto today. I won, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story. Here's a little bit about manifesting. My mum was down last week, and I was actually having a bit of a, I'm going to be honest, I was having a shit week, and whatever reason, so there were lots. And anyway, so my mum said, we're going to go and buy a lotto ticket. So I stood in front of the thing and we got a lotto ticket, and I said to my mum, I'm going to win the lotto. And I said, and when I win the lotto, I've actually already said I know I've actually got to take all these people shopping now, because I've always put it out there to all of my clients and everyone else. I'm going to win the lotto, and when I do, I've won the lotto, I get to take you on a shopping trip. So I'll get to that bit in a minute. Anyway, so I was with my mum and I was like, I'm going to win the lotto. And when I do, I'm going to buy my mum's house and Vince's house, and I'm going to renovate it, and it needs a little bit of an updo. Get someone to come in and they're going to look after the garden, and I'll just travel between there and here, and then I can be close to my mum and look after my mum, as she gets older. So that's why I'm winning lotto. No one else will actually know that I won the lotto other than you guys, because I'll have my house up in New Plymouth that I'll be renovating. So anyway, so then I had a bit of a funny feeling I was actually going to win the lotto with this ticket that I got the other day. So this morning I quickly went up to the supermarket, checked my ticket, and I won the lotto. I won $15. Hey, so it's still winning, and that's the thing. We can take small wins as a win, not just thinking that, and I got an extra ticket, which means I'll then be in the big thing for the big one, which is coming. So, this is around this manifesting and believing that you're like, actually, I can feel myself wearing that. I can feel myself doing that. And that's the whole point of the manifesting. So going back to the 3 words, I always say, right, I've won the lotto, and I've said it so many times, I'm probably going to have to take everyone shopping. And I say, right, find me at the airport with 3 empty bags. I'm the person who's looking after you anywhere you want to go. You can buy anything you want. It's all on me. 5-star hotel, first class tickets. Off we go. We go and we hit this place. And now the first day we land and we're just walking around, and I'm like, right, there's no shopping today. We're just going to walk around, and we're going to get some great ideas and soak up the smells, and we're going to eat the food, and we're going to do this, and we're just going to walk around, and I want you to imagine, what are they wearing? Where are we? And and then you just look up and you're like, oh my God, look at that outfit in the window. And so we just want to go and try it on. I'm like, yep, but we're not buying anything today. And we go in and you just try it on, and you're like, holy shit, it's me in an outfit. Oh my God. And I'm like, well, what are you wearing? And so then you tell me what you're wearing, and you describe it to me either in 3 style words, or you tell me what you're wearing, and then I can help come up with these three style words. And the reason that is because mine are classic, bold and fun, but it's the way that I've always lived. It's the way that I've always dressed. It's the way I've always styled myself. It's the way I style my house. It's the way I live my life. It's the car I drive. It's the art I have. It's my interior. It's everything. So I want you to kind of spend some time in this stage before you even get back into this. This should be done regularly, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be done all the time. I'm used to it. But what we want to do is that we want to be able to go in and go, okay, so we're going to get everything out in stages. So we might want to do just the dresses one day. You might want to do the tops one day. But then what we're going to do is we're going to build it back as a wardrobe, as a functioning shop, because we want to shop the wardrobe in a way that only the things that are in there are what you are, and those 3 words, or that they're up to date, or they might need replacing. So I want you to, as you're going through this stuff and getting everything out, I want you to kind of go, do you know what? This needs replacing. I need new jeans. I need new togs. I need some new tops. I need whatever that is. Write a bit of a list as you go through, and just sort of start pulling out the pieces that are like, do you know what? This is past its use by date. This is so not me. I never liked the way I felt in this. This I always have battled with. You can try things 3 times, but then after that, you kind of go, do you know what? So not me. You might have been given things, everything. You might even whittle down and not have much left over in the wardrobe, and that's okay. That's actually the best way to be, because then you can take your time building it back up again without the pressure of thinking that you've got to do it a certain way. So we'll get to that. So then once you've got everything out of the wardrobe, what we're going to do is, when you consider thinking about walking around shops, you walk into them, they've got lighting on, they've got music on, they've got candles, they've got all of these things that lure you in to either fix a need, draw you into something and purchasing something that is not you. You aren't trusting your instincts. You're literally like, you know, I need something, I need to buy something, and you know, so we rush into it. So, but what we want to do is only have the things in here that are reflecting on the things, the needs rather than the wants. Wants versus needs, needs versus wants. And then you're building them up and then kind of going, okay, well, that would go with that. And then when you're shopping, you're going to run through some questions of things as well. Okay, so we're going to build it back a little, bring it back a little bit. So once you've slowly got these things back in the areas, you're going to put, say, hang up all of your t-shirts. And the reason I say hang up your t-shirts, and I said this the other night at the breast cancer evening, is that you can see everything, and then that way as well you'll be able to say, okay, well, when you hang your t-shirts, it makes you actually wear them and they become part of an outfit, rather than thinking that they're just stuffed in drawers. And when things are stuffed in drawers, they don't get seen. So we want to be able to hang as much as we possibly can, and then that way you can then create more and more outfits. So I'm really lucky. I have been given a lot of clothing, and so but at the same time, there are things in here that I'm kind of going, you know, I'm done with it now. You know, I've got to move on. And I've actually just, my son and his girlfriend, their job at the moment is to upload some clothing that I've moved out and sold. Because there's things that I've had not that long, like I just said. And I'm going, oh, I'm seeing that everywhere. I had it before everyone else sort of like was wearing it, and I'm seeing it everywhere now. And I want to sell it because I like to feel like I like it. But then I'm like, I'm done with it. I've moved on, you know. And so it's okay. We don't have to hold on to these things all the time. But at the same time too, it's good to rejuvenate and let go and make space. And it doesn't mean we need to fulfill it instantly, you know. It's about creating the space and understanding, well, you know, giving yourself the grace and the time to go, okay, well, how do I build this up? And what does that look like? And what does that feel like? And am I a dressed person? Am I not a dressed person? So it can get overwhelming, but I want you to just take a step back, and I want you to mood board and write little notes about what is it that you would love to see in the wardrobe. Is it a dress? What kind of dress would it feel like? Is it, you know, is it an everyday dress? Is it an anything dress? Is it a skirt? Maybe you need some skirts. Okay, so because you might go, okay, Lou, I need a skirt, but I'm like, okay, well, what's the style and where are we going here? So once you've got everything back in, you're also doing it in colour, as you can see, because in that way I go, okay, well, I know where my white tops are, I know where my green tops are, I know where my coloured tops are, my reds, I know where my leopard prints are, and then I move through to my browns, and then I go through to my stripes, and then I go through to my blacks, okay? So that's how I keep it all like a shop. To me, that's my shop. On this side, I have my skirts. It's all the same colorway. So I've got all my, you know, dresses and those. So I've got whites around the corner. You can't really see it there. Whites, etc. Move through into my greens and blues, and then I come down into my browns, into my blacks, and my burgundies, and then kind of like more like lemons and whites, and my pants and skirts and a few things down there. And then obviously with the shoes you need to go through, give them a good dusting, making sure they're not like, you know, say dirty and filthy and dust bunnies, and you know, do they need replacing? So again, write those sorts of things on your list, and don't always keep it for clothing when you're going shopping. It's the same thing. You don't always, I think when we go shopping, what tends to happen is that we'll go looking for something new to replace or fill a void, or you've got an event, or you'll do the fun stuff, and you're not necessarily building up and replenishing sometimes those things that need replacing and modernizing, and all those things that will keep your wardrobe fresh and updated. I'm just going to move this up, sorry, fresh and updated and modernized, to kind of then keep on, to keep on building, because that's the whole point. You won't evolve unless this is evolving at the same time. In 5 years' time, you'll still be stagnant as where you are today if you don't regularly go through this and move out and keep that consistency of the evolution, because you are evolving, and that's the whole point. You've been evolving since you were a little girl, and I want you to go back to that. Well, what does that little girl feel like? What does that playfulness feel like? All those sorts of things. And then that way you can start creating some outfits. So then you kind of go, okay, well, once that's all done, you've figured out what's missing, you might go around some stores, and I want you to just sort of think, okay, well, I'm going to spend 1 day or 2 hours, and you might go around 4 stores with a bit of a list, but you're not allowed to shop. You're only allowed to try on, and I want you just to walk around and try some things on and kind of just sort of think, okay, well, I've got this on the list, I'm going to do 3, I've got some jeans, and you might go to 4 stores, and I just want you to try all the jeans on, even all the things that you've never thought about before. And then I want you to just leave them behind. You don't owe it to anyone. You don't, I want you to sink into this and be like, is this my style? Mood board some style jeans, as well. Like, do the research, sort of like spend some time actually getting used to actually keeping your thumb on the pulse, finger on the pulse, about what's going to work and what isn't, to a degree. So from that point onwards, I want you just to take your time, and you don't have to say, as I said before, you don't have to like nail the list. I want you just to understand that the list now is in your phone, and just keep it up there with your 3 words, keep it there, and then just like, write down some of your favorite stores. Go to stores you've never thought about before. Stay open. And when you're walking around the stores, I just want you to think about yourself, right, I'm not shopping, I'm just going to try on, I'm just going to go into some stores I've never thought about before. And then sometimes too, it's really good to then go online. You can do that online, keep some things in some carts, do some filtering systems about then the types of things that you're looking at. Go back to it when you're ready, get them home. And the great thing about getting things at home is that you get to play about how you can wear it and start trusting that instinct that you have more and more and more. Okay, so in a rough kind of guide, that's roughly about it. But I also want you to sort of like step into doing, say, for it, like your accessories, what needs replacing, are some broken? Like, start refreshing. This time of year is an excellent time to do it. Clean some things, sell some things, donate. Like, this is the whole point of this. This is why I know people come to me, is that they know that they need these answers, but they want to be able to trust their instincts so much more around how the wardrobe should feel. And it really is about that ease, quick, go-to, effortless kind of type situation, where we always need to know that we've got this trust, that we can walk into the wardrobe and know that everything is at your beck and call, to a degree, that it is just feeling like you. Because we will want to walk out on the street and feel comfortable in our own skin, and know that we're wearing something that gives us that, sense of empowerment. But you're not going to front up, and you're going to always walk into a room worrying about what everyone else is thinking if you're worried about what you're wearing all the time. And the amount of times that comes up is, honestly, if I had $1 for it, I actually would have probably already gone and bought my mum's house already. But yeah, there's not one item in my wardrobe that I would never have purchased unless I trusted my instincts and knew that it would go with so many things. But I know that I can't front up and be myself if I'm wearing something that is just not me. And for example, on Thursday night, I had to MC, and the outfit that I was wearing, I was given it to wear, and it was a bit big, and I didn't feel like myself in it. But then I was trying to think of a way that I wanted to feel up on stage, and I gave myself these 3 words, because that's what I do when I do event work and stuff like that, and that's what I teach everyone actually, that I had these 3 words that I wanted to feel. But I had nothing in my wardrobe, and my mum, she'll back me up on this. I actually cried, because I was like, Mum, this dress doesn't fit, don't know what I'm going to do. I was like, I've got nothing in my wardrobe that actually gives the same feeling, because being an MC is quite a different role to other things that I've done. If I was doing a talk, it would be different. But this was very different. It was like it was in a big event, but it wasn't that I was wearing an event piece. But all my pieces are either event wear, or they're more relaxed. And so there was nothing that I kind of had that mixed it. And I didn't want to wear a suit and all those sorts of things. And I knew it had to be a dress. So yeah, so it was a bit of a cluster moment, if I'm really honest. And then I just wore the dress, and I felt fine, and it worked out. Yeah. So anyway, that is that. And I really enjoy going through that with you guys. And take your time, process it all, have some fun, do some mood boarding, and I will check in with you guys and see how you're going. And if you've got any questions, sing out.